Imagine a bright young boy, silently terrified not of the dark, but of a more daunting fear. Each day he wakes up with a heavy heart, feeling like he'll never be good enough, feeling misunderstood by everyone and unable to talk to his parents. He hides in video games convinced he's a loser. He hurts so bad inside it blinds him to his talents and his dreams. Fast forward, now, imagine this boy as a loving father with unrealized dreams. He faces each morning feeling trapped in a grind. Meaningful conversations are too much, so he escapes into work, sports, and screens. Life has an uncontrollable way of repeating itself. We become what we believe. So here we are in 2024. Our kids between the ages of 10 and 17 aren't just nervous, they're terrified. And you know what scares them most? Some to the point of despair or even suicide. Our kids fear the future, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that for a moment. The biggest fear our brightest and most incredible tweens and teens is picturing a world they can't handle. They're terrified of what's coming next. Fear of climate change, school shootings, social media pressure, academic pressure, career prospects, political and social instability, personal safety, crime, terrorism, financial instability, peer pressure, not fitting in, and now more than ever, identity issues and self-esteem. You might be thinking, come on, we all went through that, it's just part of growing up. We grew up in a very different time. Should we just throw our kids in the pool and let them sink or swim because that's how we grew up? How come the new normal is medicating our children to fix them? Our world is far different from what it was in the 20th century when we grew up. And as guardians of the next generation, do we simply ignore their suffering? Consider this. In life's fables, there are 28 archetypes of villains. We all encounter a few of them in our lives. Who taught you how to recognize and face them? For many of us, no one did. Today, our kids face not only villains in their personal lives, but something more sinister, a foe that is closest to Heath Ledger's wicked Joker. But he's not a person they can see. He's a force that's overbearing, chaotic, unpredictable, and everywhere all at once. Today, there isn't one clear enemy, but a constant bombardment of crisis from all over the world, delivered 24/7 by our hyper-connected media landscape. Here's their reality. They're scared. They say they're fine. We've all seen that meme of fine, freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional, and they're fearful of talking to us. Imagine that. The people who love them most, and they're terrified to open up. They're scared to fail at school. Each test feels like a make or break moment, and every grade is a judgment of their worth. They're scared to death of being rejected, of not fitting in. They're scared of global pandemics. It's as if they're walking on eggshells every single day, but it doesn't stop there. They experience a relentless pressure from social media, the looming talking heads who stoke the fires of political unrest, the uncertainty of job markets that will be taken over by AI, global conflicts and economic instability. The constant onslaught of information is conditioning our children to believe that life is an unmanageable threat. They are being taught to live in fear. 1 in 5 teens is experiencing symptoms of anxiety and depression. Half of all lifetime cases of mental illness begin by the age of 14. 35% of kids in the US suffer from toxic stress. Over 20% of students aged 12 to 18 have faced bullying nationwide. And this isn't just teenage angst. It's the world of rapid change and uncertainty. Their fear is real and justified. This is the new normal, my friends, and this is a new normal we must change. How do we beat these insidious, dream-killing villains? How do we teach our kids to thrive and defeat their foes? 3 famous TED Talks point us towards a clear path. They show us how nurturing creativity, fostering grit, and building strong relationships can empower our children to face their fears and conquer their future by mastering the art of capability. Sir Ken Robinson's iconic #1 watch TED Talk, "Do Schools Kill Creativity?" argues that we must prepare our children for unpredictable future by nurturing their diverse and dynamic capabilities or capacities of innovation. He says that intelligence is diverse, dynamic, and unique. He shares the story of Gillian Lynn. As a child, Gillian struggled in school and was thought to have a learning disorder. Her mother took her to a specialist who observed Gillian's inability to sit still and her constant movement. Instead of diagnosing her with a disorder, the specialist suggested she attend dance school. Gillian thrived in dance and eventually became one of the most successful choreographers of her time, choreographing Cats, Phantom of the Opera, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Robinson challenges us with this idea. All children are born creative. Now, how do we teach them to remain creative as they grow up? Our greatest gift is human imagination. We must nurture it to help our children thrive and face a future with creativity. Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." But a nation of creative thinkers isn't enough. We need a nation of gritty action takers. Angela Duckworth shared another powerful presentation about the unique quality that predicts success better than anything else. It's not IQ, social intelligence, good looks, or physical health. It's grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for long-term goals. She confesses we know very little about how to teach grit, and we need to know more, but offers a growth mindset as the skills for a powerful start. Duckworth explains that a growth mindset is a commitment to keep learning and knowing that you can learn to become better. And I agree with Angela. And that's what we do at BElieve BEcome BEyou. We introduce that we are all born with these tools. We just need to wake them up. Next, what makes a good life? Lessons from the longest study on happiness, Robert Waldinger, validates a timeless truth, giving us that something more. Waldinger reveals the true happiness and satisfaction comes from good relationships, not fame or money. People who are more socially connected are happier, healthier, and live longer. Loneliness is toxic. He shares in this 75-year-old study that good relationships protect our bodies and brains, help us cope with pain, and keep our memories sharp. By teaching our kids how to build and maintain quality relationships, we give them tools to cultivate healthy, dependable partners and friends. The lesson is clear. Good relationships are the antidote for faceless threats. Before we move any further, you're probably wondering, who is this guy talking to you about American kids and the future? I'm Jack Gindi, in a relationship with the same woman for over 50 years. A dad of 4 sons, a grandpa of 6 grandkids, and an entrepreneur. My story isn't one you'll find in the headlines, but it might be one that you can relate to. I grew up in Brooklyn, the youngest of 6, in a family where money was always tight. I faced bullying, struggled in school, and experienced trauma no child should ever face. At 20-something, though, everything changed when I discovered a program called LifeSpring and the concept of be, do, have. It sparked a lifelong journey of personal growth for me, learning from the best. Napoleon Hill, Wayne Dyer, Barb Proctor, Tony Robbins, Mike Dooley, Garrett J. White, and many, many more. Along the way, I built a successful real estate career transacting, building, and investing in over $500 million of real estate. But in 2009, at 53, I lost every material thing I had: my business, my home, my retirement. But I didn't give up. I used the lessons learned and I built it all back up again, and eventually was able to retire. While spending time with my family last year, I saw signs of struggling that reminded me of how I felt when I was younger, and it breaks my heart to see anyone shy away from their God-given potential. Then, feeling pain for people I care deeply about, I had a surreal conversation with God. It was simple but profound. He said, "Jack, I haven't put you through these storms, taught you how to persevere and dance in the rain, to reach the end of the rainbow for nothing. You've taken care of your family and you've regained your financial security. Now it's time to give back." And that's when I knew my next mission. I've become a certified trainer in Infinite Possibilities program, the I Believe in Me program, and Wake Up Warrior. I took action to build not just a solution, but I hope a movement that changes our approach to educating our kids. Imagine a future where every child is taught life skills to thrive, regardless of their background. Tweens and teens learn to discover and nurture their unique talents and look forward to life with excitement, not fear. They discover passions, seek knowledge with curiosity, and grow up with a growth mindset that cultivates and nurtures great relationships. Now, imagine if every tween, teen, and their parents could access this wisdom. Families learning together, supporting each other's growth. Think of the ripple effect. A world where every child discovers their infinite potential and fear doesn't hold anyone back from achieving their dreams. This isn't just a vision, it's a reality I'm creating. I would like to introduce the I Believe in Me Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to funding growth mindset training programs for America's youth and their families, and BElieve BEcome BEYou, a learning platform dedicated to curating and turning the best in growth mindset wisdom into online courses, community group coaching, and eventually live immersion experiences. Our mission is to give all kids and families access to life-affirming tools and knowledge. Our program is built on 3 core pillars. Believe. We help kids and their parents believe in themselves, discover their unique talents, and unshakable self-confidence. They learn to trust their gut feelings, dream big, and to start to learn the art of capability. Become. We cultivate grit and resilience. Families learn to set goals, overcome obstacles, and persist through setbacks. They learn to reframe failure as a stepping stone to success and see life's ups and downs as opportunities to grow. And third, BEyou. We focus on emotional intelligence and relationship skills. They learn to understand, express their emotions, build strong connections, and stay true to themselves. We help them learn to celebrate and recognize what makes each of us unique. Our program helps kids, and now their parents too, to trust their gut, discover their untapped creativity, work towards their goals, and proudly own their uniqueness as they become the best version of themselves. Our first online course is 7 core interactive sessions, supplemented by weekly live coaching calls, We use animated characters, real-life scenarios, and practical exercises to make learning fun and effective. Here's a course overview. Introduction to the power of thoughts and beliefs. Understanding the law of attraction. Meditation and visualization techniques. Exploring and challenging limiting beliefs. We build empowering beliefs. We learn how to manage emotions effectively, and we learn how to set goals and achieve those goals. And we don't stop there. As I said, we bring in their parents. We supply the parents with tools and the support they need to help their children become the best versions of themselves. And in the process, the parents' lives are enriched and awoken as well. I want to share a moment I had recently reviewing the BElieve BEcome Parent Guidebook. I felt a deep emotion and sat in awe of what I was reading when I was going through it. My whole life as a young parent flashed before my own mind's eye. I thought of myself, and I wished I had a program and a guide like this when I was raising my kids. And if I'm honest, I know I would have been a better parent with those tools, with these tools. I can see that my kids are making mistakes. They probably learned them from me, and that's okay. That's how we all learn. I just remember thinking I had it all figured out, and I see my kids' generation saying the same thing. They think they have it all figured out and that their kids are fine, but it's easy for me to see that they're struggling and what's really going on. And as a caring dad and grandpa, my job is to listen, love, and support my family, to teach them by living my truth through my words, thoughts, and actions. I wish I knew then what I know now. And that's why I'm dedicating myself to live group coaching sessions where kids and parents can discuss what they're learning, ask questions, and get personalized group guidance. And I created a family-focused coaching program with a supportive community. Parents are a crucial part of this journey, which is why you get access to all the live training and coaching sessions. We provide you with a parent guide filled with the tools and strategies to support your child's growth, fostering deeper connection and more meaningful conversations at home. BElieve BEcome BEyou isn't just about overcoming fears. It's about teaching kids how to become the person they want to be. You might be wondering, do these programs make a difference? I didn't start this program. It's been around since 2015, and let me assure you, we've seen incredible transformations. Kids stepping out of isolation, forming deeper bonds, and finding new resilience. Recently, I asked a group of 17-year-olds to go through our new course, and the feedback I got from one of them gave me goosebumps. He said, "It's super well structured, has meaning, loved it, good idea, having others like desire teach kids so they can relate." And he said, "The real world approach is awesome." It made my heart smile when older teens and adults get excited about these lessons. It fuels my mission and shows what's possible when we fuel our minds with infinite possibilities. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say because this is the heart of what we're doing here. We are at the beginning of a movement that will ignite a generation of future pioneers. Our revolution will set our kids free from the shackles of fixing them and will shine a light on talent discovery. It will liberate them from generational patterns and pop culture lies that stifle their potential. Together, we can give our kids the transformative tools to cultivate healthy relationships, self-governance, and emotional resilience. We can help them face a future with gritty fortitude that drives them to create lives of personal meaning. You, listening today, have the power to spark the movement by supporting the I Believe in Me Foundation and sharing BElieve BEcome BEyou.com with your circle of influence. Together, we can transform not just individual lives, but the future of an entire society. Will you help me achieve my first milestone? I want 1,000 kids and their families enrolled in the online program by December 2024. The cost is only $180 for an entire year for a child to access the program. Having said that, I want you to know no child will be denied access to the program, regardless of economics, meaning there are scholarships available for families without the ability to pay. No child will be left behind. Here are 3 ways you can become a valuable force for our Thrive Revolution. Donate. Help me reach as many kids as possible. Your donation is 100% tax deductible and will go directly to support families without the ability to pay. Connect me with youth organizations and grant funding sources. If you know of groups that work with kids or great opportunities aligned with our mission, please connect us. Introduce me to action takers, people, institutions, and leaders who can help me create unstoppable momentum for our movement. It's time to stop talking about change and start making it happen. One child, one family at a time. I'm Jack Gindi, America's grandpa, asking for your help to empower the next generation. Here's to a future, a world of creative, gritty, and passionate young pioneers. Thank you for listening.